Good morning, and let's do AM News now. A staff of the National Identification Authority, NIA, has petitioned the governing board of the authority to review and reverse the grounds for his dismissal. This is coming barely a week after the NIA dismissed 10 of its staff for abuse of office. One of them is Martin Kojo, who says his only crime was reporting to work earlier than usual to register the usually overwhelming Ghana card applicant. Now, my colleague Michael actually has more.
The National Identification Authority has dismissed 10 staff members following investigations into allegation of misconduct, extortion of funds from Ghana card applicants.
Excerpts of a statement from the National Identification Authority announcing the dismissal of some of its staff for misconduct, extortion and manipulating the registration system for personal gain at some of its offices, including the Lankwantana Municipal Office.
The allegations against the dismissed officers included demanding and accepting unauthorized fees from Ghana card applicants, as well as manipulating and registration system for personal gain.
Some of the affected people are fighting off these claims.
In Medina, we had a peculiar issue because we were occupying the offices of the Ghana Revenue Authority.
Martin Kojo is one of those rejecting the grounds for his dismissal.
As a team, we needed to have a strategy on how to decongest the small space we were given in the GRA office. So it required that we come in a bit early to take care of those two appointments, the GRA applicants who were coming in to get Ghana card instead of 10, and bosses sending through applicants through me to assist in registering and issue Ghana cards. I must put on record that I never instituted that early working hours for my personal gains. I did it purposely to decongest my office because the office was a small space given us by GRA, and they were constantly on me that Ghana card applicants had taken over their entire office, and they were not hiring any office for Ghana card applicants. It's the office, they've given me a space. And so it was so wrong, my applicants had taken over the office.
Prior to his dismissal, he stayed home for nearly 14 months after he was interdicted in April 2022.
It was very difficult, coupled with the present economic situation in the country. I have a wife, I have a family who sometimes depend on me, and so it was very unbearable. It took every fiber of me out. I was devastated because my only crime was starting work early than 8 a.m.
Martin has petitioned the NIA governing board to investigate and review the grounds for his dismissal.
So I've requested the authority to send me a copy of the record of proceedings, and I've again gone on to petition the NIA governing board. I'm trusting in the abilities and the competencies of the NIA governing board to come through for me. And so the case is with the NIA governing board. So if they have not even acknowledged receipt of my letter, but I'm still believing their competencies and abilities to come through for me.
Martin plans to seek redress if the governing board fails to respond soon. For JoyNews, Michael Ashale.
The government has launched a 7-year project to reduce poverty and improve access to socio-economic infrastructure. Local Government Minister Dan Boche, who announced the $24 million plan, reveals that his outfit will ensure accountability. There's more in this report by Jacqueline and Sumayabua.
To reduce rural poverty issue in Ghana, the government in the year 2014 launched Phase 1 of the Integrated Rural Development. The project, which ran for 7 years, aimed at improving agricultural productivity and improve socio-economic infrastructure. Based on the success of the Phase 1, government has launched Phase 2 of the project, which will cost $24 million. The phase will facilitate job creation and improve access to socio-economic infrastructure, such as schools, rural clinics, sanitation facilities, amongst others. The Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Daniel Boche, said to avoid misappropriation of funds, government will increase social accountability measures.
This progress, as we said, even though I was elaborating too much on the part of the monies that are used to pay for project management, I suspect the reason why they do that is to cure the very thing that you are talking of. The assemblies have their staff already. from MC, coordinating director, engineers, planners. But the project allows for employment of extra or external consultants who validate all the plans that they bring. So in all these projects, I can testify that in the project one, there was value for money. All projects that were started were completed.
He further revealed that most organizations and NGOs are unable to account for the cost involved in project, which results in non-continuity of most projects in rural areas.
You have the flexibility. Some of them allow you to even rehabilitate or continue existing projects. But it's all because of accountability. That's the issue. If you take funding from project A, or let's say project A, to build a school building, and you get to the roofing level and you don't finish, another funding source gives you money. How do you convince the second funding source that you use their money to complete the first one? And so you come and you commission a classroom block, then you can say that we got funding for both project A and project B. That is why it comes back to the assembly. That's why I've been emphasizing the role of district assemblies. Whoever you are, and the law says that they're supposed to coordinate projects of even NGOs. You cannot say that I'm an NGO, I've entered the district, I'm going to do what I like. No, it's wrong.
The CEO of the Social Investment Fund, Justice Mensah Amankwa, stated that one component of the project will ensure that rural communities have access to credit facilities to encourage the growth of small and medium enterprises.
Some of the remote centers are quite difficult to access. So when we send these projects there, it will go a long way to transform their life. Then we have the microfinance, where we are also talking to some of the banks that can reach out to the interior, as Honorable is saying. We don't want to hold on in just the center of the district capital. We want to go inside.
The second phase of the Integrated Rural Development Project is expected to end in the year 2027. For JoyNews, Jacqueline and Somaya Boa.
Well, the National Communication Authority has launched a digital audio broadcasting technology which will alleviate some of the challenges by traditional radio. Minister for Communication and Digitalization, Ursula Owusu-Ekufo, says the new platform will usher in an array of choices for listeners. She was speaking at the launch in Accra. There's more in this report.
Over the years, frequency modulation has become a critical medium for communication, entertainment, and information dissemination in Ghana. As Ghana's population continued to grow, the demand for FM radio stations has surged. The Minister for Communication and Digitalization, Ursula Ekufo, revealed that in the year 2022, the National Communication Authority gave authorization to 707 FM stations to operate in Ghana, but less than that number is currently operating.
With the rapid development of radio and TV industry and its convergence with telecommunications, it has become necessary to ensure the quality of broadcasting services do not deteriorate. Statistics indicate that as at the end of 2022, the NCA had authorized 707 FM stations, out of which 513 are in operation, a very congested field.
According to the project director of the digital audio broadcasting, Bernie O'Neill, the radio landscape in Ghana is congested, which explains the advent of the new audio platform in Ghana.
That congested FM issue that we heard mentioned. On Ghana, there's over 700 stations that are licensed to be on FM, and I think there's over 500 that are on air. So there's just nowhere to go for broadcasters to innovate. And as I was saying, radio is under threat from all the new online services that are being offered. So radio must keep up and it must digitize as well.
The DAB is a radio technology which will ensure transmission of digital audio content over airwaves, and the trial has already commenced in Accra and Kumasi. For JoyNews, Jacqueline and Somaya Boa.
Finding places to charge your phone when the battery runs down can be a daunting task. Though sometimes a nearby stall comes in handy, it might be reluctant to share the power. What if there is a charging station where a 50 peso coin can give you 30 minutes of charging time? The Sunyani Technical University students have come up with such innovation. Love FM's Kwesi Deborah speaks with Fidaus Abdul Karim for Tech Thursday.
Gigs.
Okay, this one, it works like this. When you get there, all you need is a crane, and it takes in 50 pesos, 1 cedi and 2 cedis. And the lights here is 50 pesos is blue, 1 cedi is yellow, and then 2 cedis is green. So when you get there, you slot in your coin like this. If the coin has entered, so it gives you the number of the minute you should charge. And this one, 50 pesos gives you 1 cedi to charge. As you can see, my phone is on. It means it's charging. So when the time is up, it will disconnect automatically. So when you want to charge it for 1 hour 30 minutes, you have to slot in 1 cedi. And as you can see, I have 1 cedi here. You remove your phone. If not, it will not charge. You slot in your 1 cedi. As you can see, it has entered. Plug your phone, and it gives you 1 hour 30 minutes to charge.
That's a wonderful innovation there. Now to other stories. Residents in Oti Regional Capital, Dambai, are angry about the deplorable state of town roads in the area. Checks reveal the contractor working on the roads has abandoned the job and left the site due to financial and some contractual issues. This has stalled the work on at least 2 critical roads in that region. Peter Seno has more.
Dambai town roads were scheduled for completion at least before the end of 2021. By September 2020, most of the culvert works were done by city construction. As of August 2023, this is the state of affairs of Dambai town roads. Even the very street leading to the residence of the regional minister is that terrible. This is as a result of works abandoned by the contractor due to financial and contractual issues. The status quo is a cause for worry for residents at the regional capital.
This
road should have been completed in 2020, but has been left till now that gravel has been poured on it. The state of the road is really worrying. We are asking government to fix it.
So if you obin nam other side, send obey over cross abaha business no problem.
It is really worrying us. How to move from the other side to transact any business is a challenge. How to commute from home to my shop is a problem. The mud you see now is the same dust you see during the dry season.
Oh, this time no. I'm saying at the home. San or petam soon futuru. Futuru, uton adewo ha. I don't know untiminton. Bibia poto. Wujira ha say ne kan e betwa minister ankasa kan no e betwa mu no kwan enye kura if it's a kura modi sa anwafo we agu kwan no so no.
That's the minister's car. The muddy gravel is making things worse. Pregnant women could have miscarriage or even die if they want to access health facilities in the area. If they want to fix the road, then they must do it well, else we will block the road. Even the minister cannot go to his residence.
And your motion on Messi kwan anya sa ye mema no ye kasa ye tie atua ye be block kwan no even kro no kra o ye minister ko ni fie ko ye be block kwan ye ma no ko ni fie ho nti yesrem se mo abase mo be di djuma na ma ya mo di djuma na ma yiye na kwan no mo nhwe no mo siesie mo mfo ye hwe se ye be dru election time ansana o ma be dada se o mo be gusu kota amaye o be ye o mo ye na nimanim ye amaye ansana election time adru enya sa ye mpene.
The abandoning of works and sites in the region has led to the stall of works on 2 critical roads in the region. Dambai to Nkwanta and Jasikan to Rara are the affected roads. A visit to the sites saw empty environments and evacuation of all machinery. Joshua Mwaenam Makubu is the Oti regional minister. This is the street leading to his residence. He says he shares in the sentiments of residents.
I am a citizen before I am a regional minister. And just the same way, any other resident of Oti region or user of the roads you have just mentioned will feel, I feel much the same way. Jasikan, Rara, Nkwanta, Dambai Township roads, they were all under the same contractor, City Constructions. He was on site until work came down somewhere around 2022. I had a couple of engagements with it. There was even a time they brought in, a document for me to sign for extension of contract, which I did. And then they said it was in the rainy season. They were waiting. When the rain subsided, they would come back to site. But before I realized, they had started packing items.
He is also appealing to residents to be patient while the process to resolve the challenge continues.
I appreciate what we go through on a daily basis. Just be a little bit patient with me and support me in prayers. At least if you have any idea, my office is always open. Let's talk and see how we can move together.
Peter Sanu for JoyNews.
Now to the Upper West now, and the Regional Minister, Dr. Hafiz bin Sali, is worried about how late staff of the various assemblies report to work. He describes this as a drawback to the work of the assemblies and is asking the Metropolitan Municipal and District Chief Executives to instill discipline in their duties. Dr. bin Sali made the statement at the Upper West Regional Coordinating Council's meeting.
The Regional Coordinating Council, per Article 255 of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, mandates the Council to meet at least twice in a year where key issues bordering on the region are discussed and solutions proffered to them. One major challenge which Upper West Regional Minister Dr. Hafiz bin Sali saw as a drawback to the region's development is the attitude of staff of some district assemblies in the region to work.
Performance monitoring report of the local service for 2023-2022 has brought a canker in this region to the fore. The report indicates that lateness is endemic in districts closer to Wa, the regional capital. Officers report to work late and close early in the districts, thus Nadoli Keleu, Wa West, and Dafiema Buse Isa. This unpopular practice must stop. I charge the respective municipal and district chief executives and their coordinating directors to instill discipline in their offices.
Another issue which also came to the fore was in the education sector, whereas candidates in the West African Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination have upped the ante, improving on the pass rate in the last 3 years. Results in the Basic Education Certificate Examination (BCE) continue to take a nosedive.
The 3-year trend of regional WASI performance in the core subjects is as follows: English language 2022 30%, 2021 44%, 2022 45%. On the other hand, the overall performance in the basic education certificate education consistently declined, as indicated in the table below. 2020 49%, 2021 48%, 2022 36%.
Now, District Chief Executive of the Sunny East in the Bono East region, J.K. Kofi Jima, is working towards improving the academic performance of students in this area. He has organized quiz competitions for pupils from the basic to the senior high school levels, and Anna Sabet has more.
The Sunny East district of the Bono East region has for some time now been performing poorly at the BEC and SSCE levels. This, according to the DCE for the area, J.K. Kofi Jima, is largely as a result of weak supervisions and the lack of competitions among schools from the basic to the senior high school level. To change the narrative, the district chief executive organized quiz and reading competitions for all schools across the district.
This system is going to force my quality teachers to be able to teach so that we can improve academic performance of our students. And then we are also of the view that once the teachers come into this program, and then some of them fall into the last position, some fall into the middle position, and fortunately those who have it will fall under the first position. it will force teachers, it will force students to learn. That the teaching and learning will improve teaching and learning in our district.
He says the competition, which is the first of its kind in the district, will prepare the pupils to pass their exams as well as prepare them to reach high heights in future.
If we've been able to raise the image of education, everything will follow. Because if we want to get good assembly members, we want to get good teachers, we want to get good nurses, we want to get good ministers, good president, then it must start from education, and it has to start from primary level, GHS to SS level. When we get all this, it means that the district within the trickle and eye will change.
Some of the competing students lauded the organizers of the contest and called for its continuity.
I'm very delighted about this program. In fact, I'm Form 1 student, and after the program, we are the second. In fact, the way that the program takes place, in fact, I'm very delighted.
He's doing his best. He's trying. We are begging him that this shouldn't be the first and the last. He should try organizing many for us to compete with each other.
Acting President and Chidom of the Nkomi traditional area, Nana Osru Krunku III, is optimistic that the effort would lead to the upgrade of general academic performance of the pupils in the area.
I'm say, when the first of its kind, na yeniaje, na nanumoniaje pa say, this administration at me this jumadi as your so. We are putting things together. Na nanumu put one more effort together. Sene beya yabenya upgrade in form of performance. Schools no. Nanti we no buy idea. Yeniaje ho papa. Ya enimu say. Yababo assembly no ambaso. NDC Kofidima abaso.
The DCE further noted that the competition would be made an annual festival to help assess the performance of both teachers and students across the district.
I earlier on mentioned that without this kind of assessment, it will be difficult for us to know whether or not the teachers are performing, the students are learning. So we are going to make it annual festival. Every year, we are going to organize it for the reading competition for the primary school, GHS quiz competition, and then the SHS level debate.
Anna Sabit, JoyNews, Kojo.
And that's how we wrap up this bulletin. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. News review is up next.